Hello there and welcome back to my channel. I am the Rogue Witcher. For those of you new here, I strictly do content all things geekdom, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, you name it. In today's video, I'll be discussing the upcoming Disney Plus Marvel TV show, Daredevil Born Again. But before I get into that, I just hope and ask that you kindly like the video, please subscribe and leave a comment down below on the thoughts that you have for the upcoming show. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Daredevil Born Again is a sequel to the original show over on Netflix called Daredevil. Now, if you're unaware of this, before the MCU acquired the rights, Daredevil and other characters such as Jessica Jones, Luke Cage and Iron Fist all had their own TV shows on Netflix, sort of their own mini world. It wasn't fully disclosed whether they were part of the MCU. They had a few references here and there and the timeline seemed similar, but it was never confirmed. They had a connecting universe where they linked up on each other's shows, all building up to this series called The Defenders, where they were all in it and it all sort of come to a head of that sort of storyline. After that, Daredevil had another season of his own show, season 3, which then cancelled after the whole Marvel won in the rights. Netflix wasn't happy about it, so all the shows over on Netflix, including the Punisher spin-off, got cancelled. So for years now we've all been hoping they'll bring the characters back, and after a couple of brief cameos they've announced, I believe, that all of those shows are in fact canon in the MCU, meaning that Charlie Cox's Daredevil is the Daredevil of the MCU, so they're really excited. Hopefully this means that the show will be very similar to the previous show, because in my opinion it's one of the best superhero TV shows out there. It was fantastic, the action is some of the best in the whole superhero genre, the fight scenes, the choreography, all amazing, the stunts were fantastic, the suits, everything about the show was brilliant. It had a much darker tone, bones breaking, blood, beatings, far more serious than your usual content that you'll find on Disney Plus. So it's interesting to see, hopefully, going off the trailer, that they're going to be sticking to the original Daredevil tone and sticking with that, which I think is important, because if a certain someone who I'm going to talk about soon is also appearing in the show, then it needs to be of the 18 nature. They've proven they're prepared to dabble with that, doing the whole Deadpool and Wolverine film and the rumours of Blade, so they could be going down the road of more serious, darker characters. What's exciting is it seems that a lot of the core characters from the show will be returning. Foggy and Karen, the lawyers that obviously he works with, well, Karen isn't strictly a lawyer, but you know what I mean, she works there and then became a journalist. So that's really cool. It looks like obviously Wilson Fisk, the main villain, will also be returning to the show, which is brilliant. I believe Bullseye will also be coming back, as well as our favourite character that appeared, in my opinion, on the Daredevil shows, Frank Castle's The Punisher. That's a whole other thing to get into. I also believe Wilson Fisk's love interest, Vanessa, will also be returning to the show. So hopefully that means it is really going to stick to its core audience and build on it now being officially in the MCU. What I'm hoping from the show is very much that it's going to be similar to the last show. A lot of violence, a lot of action, a lot of stunts, a lot of great storytelling. You know, unlike some of the other Disney Plus shows that are a much shorter format, Daredevil goes over a much longer format. You know, I don't know how many episodes, I've heard rumours of 13. You know, the original show was longer and, you know, you got a real long plot that's spread out across the whole of the show, whereas Disney Plus's shows is mostly 6 episodes, it's very quick, it's a little rushed. I'm hoping they're going to stick with the similar themes of the original Daredevil show in the storytelling sense, and it will be a long plot, hopefully some twists and turns along the way that concludes towards the end. I'm excited. Just off the trailer reaction, it seems like it is going to be very much similar to the original, and I'm really excited for that. I cannot wait. I think it could be the Marvel product of 2025. Now, what's the show going to be about? Obviously, Daredevil. That goes without saying. What I'm hoping for some sort of war with Wilson Fisk, as usual. It appears from the trailer to try and deceive us a little, as if that maybe that they're going to be teaming up. Is there a greater threat? We've seen that Bullseye should be returning. I believe a character called White Tiger, also from the trailer, if that's the name, will be one of the main foes he goes up with. So is there a commonality? The enemy of my enemy is my friend at play. Will they have to put their feud aside and team up to take on another greater threat and then go back to fighting each other later? It is possible, because they both love their city in their own way, and perhaps if someone else is threatening it, they will put things aside to team up to take them on and then eventually go back to fighting each other. And he'll never be able to trust Wilson Fisk entirely. It's Fisk, we know that. So yeah, I'm assuming most of the show will be centered around his relationship with Fisk and this other threats that keep popping up with Bullseye, White Tiger, and who knows what else. Timeline. Where are we in it? It's interesting. We know Daredevil appeared in Spider-Man No Way Home in the third one, and then also appeared in Echo and She-Hulk. So we know he's been about, we know he's been Daredevil. Is this set after those appearances, before? Maybe both. It appears from the trailer in one aspect when Wilson Fisk speaks to him that as if he stopped being the vigilante, but we know that he has been him during She-Hulk and Echo. So is this set before or after? Is there an element of, do we bring in the snap, Thanos? Do we get glimpses of what happened over those years? Was he not snapped away? Did he keep going, and maybe Foggy and Karen snapped away and he went down a bit of a dark path? Because he says in the trailer how a line was crossed. Did he kill someone? I don't think so. I don't think he crossed that line. I think maybe he went too far, hurt someone too bad, and decides to put the mask down. Again, with the timeline of in between Spider-Man, Echo and She-Hulk, we just don't know. But I think it could be an element of before, during, and after maybe the whole thing. It could be all over the place, the show. I am excited for that, and excited to see where it falls into the current MCU timeline. Looks like getting the Punisher back, which is great, because Frank Castle was one of the best things about the MCU's television series over on Netflix. His own show was phenomenal. He was brilliant in Daredevil, and I'm hoping this is sort of a backdoor pilot to get his own show rebooted, similar to Charlie Cox's Daredevil, and let's get that back up and running. We need darker stories in the MCU, although I love the MCU and I understand it is light and fluffy in certain areas, but we also need the darker stories, and I believe the Punisher will bring that. I'm really hoping it's not just a cameo, and he is a decent part of the show, and we get to see him being Frank Castle, killing people, beating people, breaking bones, knocking people out, being Frank. Because let's face it, who doesn't want to see the Punisher punishing? Another thing I'm excited for, as they teased in the trailer, is all the different styles of costumes and masks that Daredevil might be appearing in. Very similar to the comic, as he has multiple. We've known in previous iterations, it just strictly generally the red suit. We got a brief little look at the yellow cowl in She-Hulk. The less said about that, the better. But I'm really hoping to see multiple different styles. Again, like I said, maybe over multiple different times, and that's why there's different styles and designs, because he's evolution of the suits, and for different sort of fights and different scenarios, he has a different suit, helmet, and weaponry. That could be really cool, and I really hope to see that. At the end of the day, the big thing is that it's a success. We need it. We need this win. We've all been looking forward to it. Hopefully, this isn't a flop and this does really do really well, which would set up season 2, which I believe is already going to be start filming soon. So they have real faith in it. That's important. I really want Daredevil to play a big part in the MCU. I really would love to see him and Spider-Man in a film, against Fisk, a street level, to the roots film or show. If Spider-Man was to appear in maybe season 2, that could be cool, the way they do that. There's other characters like Kate Bishop floating around New York. That could be interesting. I'd really love to see Jessica Jones brought back. She was phenomenal over there on Netflix, and I think that's a character that a lot of fans would like to see brought back into the MCU and has a connection to Daredevil. With all that said, let me know what you guys think about the upcoming Daredevil show. Are you excited by it? Are you nervous that Disney are handling it? Do you think it's going to be brilliant? Do you not? Who's the character you're excited to see most than anything? Is it the Punisher? Are you hoping Jessica Jones comes back? Or maybe the Iron Fist or Luke Cage? Let me know in the comments below. Smash the like button and subscribe for all future content. It means a lot to people that are supporting the channel, helping me grow it early. If you like this sort of content, I will be doing a Marvel ranking videos, 3-parter, because there's so many out there of the films coming up over the next couple of weeks. Please feel free to check those out when they drop. I also have a couple of videos ranking the Star Wars universe stuff and a video on the upcoming Superman film already out if you want to check that out. Also, put in the comments films and stuff you want me to talk about, certain videos, ranking, fight scenes. Let me know what you want to watch, because at the end of the day, if you guys want to see it, that's what I should be doing. That's what helps the audience grow. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope for all the best. I am the Rogue Witcher, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video. Adios.